How you doing? I like to doing these things a couple times a week because a lot of stuff happens in between. Like today, just unexpected phone call from an internet marketer that's going mobile, and we had a complete conversation, which he brought up about the same thing that I was planning to talk about today anyway. Which is customers and why it's important, how mobile is really going to reinvent the internet marketing business through customers because it's a person-to-person connection. A lot of things kind of happened over the last 2 years in the direct sales network marketing. It's not just network marketing, it's direct sales in general. A couple of the network marketing companies really got their hands slapped bad. One of them actually got shut down and tried to recover. I don't even know where they are in the U.S. And another company, same thing, where kind of one of the investors went after them, tried to, there was some stuff floating around that they had shorted their stock, blah blah blah. But in reality, what happened was when they actually did get investigated, they didn't have enough customers, so it was all based on recruiting. And I've known this, and most people have known this for a long time. If you don't have customers in your business, customers are the lifeblood of your business because you're going to have personal relationships with customers. If you're going out and you're trying to build stuff online, I'm gonna throw this out there, and you guys can debate it in your own head or debate it with me. But here's exactly what happened. I've been in internet for since the 90s. Okay. Because that's what I do. I'm a technology guy. I've been developing websites since the late 90s. Okay? And you can just go back through your history. How you doing, Cheryl? You can go back through your history and do your Googling and all this other stuff. But bottom line, what happened was in the late 90s, all of a sudden there was this proliferation of internet sales sites, so including Amazon. Okay, Amazon is one of the ones that survived. Did not survive the way they started, but they were able to survive the internet crash, if you want to say it. It wasn't just internet. There was a lot of technology that launched in the 90s, late 90s, that just got decimated when the NASDAQ crashed. And what happened was they were artificially, all this technology was artificially being kept alive through investor influx of cash. And it's likely that the same thing's going to happen with social sites. Okay, there's still this huge proliferation of a lot of apps and social sites and things that are based on almost strictly on investment of influx of like angel capital and lots of investment capital. Okay. And then what happened was they kind of said, okay, we've kind of reached this point where let's see if it's going to sink or swim. And that's what happened in 98, 99, and 2000. All of a sudden, there was this crash. Now, when did it recover? Okay. You can say that this is happenstance, or you could say it's a side effect of what happened. But in 2005, all of a sudden, the internet completely did a reversal. Okay, some of the sites that survived, like Amazon, took off like a rocket. But most of them were reinvented from the original plan, which was they were just like, in order to keep things running, they were pretty much giving stuff away. Okay, free shipping, like hugely discounted. They were making no profit at all on the products they were selling in order to get people to their websites. And of course, that had to change. So they had to be more competitive with retail, and in order to give free shipping and stuff like that. Now we've seen that again with Amazon, but it's not really free shipping. Okay, so you're paying $99. So when I see someone who's saying, well, they can't sustain the model, well, actually they can, because you're paying $100 a year for free shipping. Okay, so it's really not free shipping unless you really go over, in over and above what a normal person would buy, because you figure it's at least is going to be $10 a month on for shipping. So those business models completely changed. And what I saw happening was it changed when social hit. Okay, so when social, not when social launched, when social became a hit, which was in 2005. Didn't have anything to do with email. Okay, everybody's selling this, oh, you need this email thing. No. What happened was we went back to a person to person. So we got out of the internet sales model and we went back to a person to person sales model. So, again, these are going to be debates that are happy to have. Just had a phone call again with somebody that was a past, huge. I like having conversations with people that were hugely successful selling on the internet, and they've stopped. They stopped doing that type of promotion. Now, why would they do that? Okay, the model's completely changed. Okay, and the handwriting was on the wall that it just didn't make financial sense to be there anymore. Okay, and why didn't it make sense to be there anymore? Well, because we went back to a person-to-person sales model. So they were unable to sell, certain levels of tickets and make a certain level of profit to compensate them for their advertising and all those things. Just financially didn't make any sense. Now, for you and me, a small person, that might be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if your ad spend is over $100K a month, sales have got to be there. It's different from somebody whose ad spend is $100 a month, let's say. So and they weren't looking at they didn't jump up and down and get excited if they sold a book. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I, make our first sale, we're going to jump up and down and, hey, made $5 on a sale of a book. And if you look at most of the internet sales models, and I know this totally for a fact because I was deeply involved and behind the scenes in those things, it was all based on person never having sold anything at all of a sudden making a $3 or $5 or a $7 sale and getting really excited, saying, you know what, never made any money at all in my last business, and I just sold a book or a CD or one of those things, and getting all excited and wanting to, now they're hooked. Okay, so it's based on that, okay, we get them to sell a $15 book, they make $7, we make $8, they're all excited, they're hooked. Now they're going to be, okay, how do I I put this on steroids? So and then they buy the next, education thing, and they buy the next and before you know it, they're spending, $40,000 on a DJT education system. I don't want to name anybody specific, but that's how you get people into these, $20,000, $10,000, $20,000 educational series. Is you hook them with these small sales and you keep them coming in. Network marketing got really greedy. Okay, so we weren't. I got to put myself in there. We were going right for the $1,000 sale, and that's why a lot of network marketing companies just weren't successful. So they were really people, and you see it all the time. People just jump from company to company. I'm watching it go on right now. Bunch of people leaving one company, going to the next company. It's another cash grab. Okay, so they're going to do a cash grab. They're going to bring in a whole bunch of people. They're going to get thousands of people to come in. It's going to be really exciting for a year, 2 years, and then poof, where it's going to be gone. And they're going to be on to the next deal. But what's happening in the meantime is there's other companies that are coming into the scene which are more customer centric. So they're not recruiting centric, they're customer centric, and it's going to be really important to look at the differentiation between that. So where does mobile kind of come into that picture? Well, if you're not going in for the big cash grab, okay, with the $1,000 business packs, which are getting harder and harder to sell. Okay, again, if you've got somebody shifting from this company to this company and bringing people with them, they kind of understand what the game is coming in. Okay, I got to bring a bunch of people in at the 1,000-point model, blah blah blah, 5 times the money, 5 times faster, blah 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 blah. Same story for the last 10, 15 years. You can't fix those, that business model. Okay, Slowly, the FTC is going to get rid of those companies. They're going to attack them and get rid of them. Same thing with the big cash grabs, as we saw last year. Somebody's going through, court case right now. Big cash grab on the educational stuff. So there's a couple of companies out there right now doing a big cash grab on these educational packages, making themselves look like they're universities for training and things like that. But again, really on the fringe. And again, I'm not going to tell anybody how to make money. I would never get into one of those things. I take a look at them, I see what they're doing, and it's like, yeah, this is short-term money. Some people like that. Some people love to get into those. Some people love to invest in those things, and the excitement of, I call them like lottery ticket excitement money, going to Las Vegas money. Some people get really excited about those things, and that's great. Again, if you understand what you're getting into going in, buyer beware. It's the U.S. and we're capitalists, and it's free as long as you're not like robbing, stealing the money from people. It is what it is. So I just won't get involved in those things. It's short-term money grab. So I'm talking to the people who really are looking for a sustained business model. And this was the exact conversation I had with this gentleman just before I jumped on this. He was in that, the internet thing, and he was like, yeah, it's just, we went through it, and you had to have a certain level of, price point, and in order to sell to a stranger, and it had to be a seamless system. There could be no hooks, when the person's getting in. It had to be really simple. If there was any glitch at all, and like if they had to, weave instead of bob, then they would be out of the system, and it had to watch it really closely to make sure that whole checkout process and the buying process and everything was so crystal clear to them, that it was just literally just by the numbers checkout. And a lot of their time was spent going through and by the numbers. That's oh, okay, why did they drop out? The discount code thing didn't work right. Okay, let's do it this way. Literally, this was their business model, and it worked for a long time. But then it was social. So what's the difference between somebody just going to a website through advertising and social media? Well, it's not advertising model anymore if you're going through social media, okay? Because the advertising, even the advertising model on social media, it's based on the people like, and trust, recommending things serendipitously through, or anonymously a lot of times through the way these sites operate. So if you look at an ad that pops up, okay, generally those ads that pop up, you look and there's like 3 of your friends like this page, okay. So they make it look like 3 of your friends are promoting or recommending this advertisement, even though they don't even have no idea that the advertisement's running or that they're promoting this advertisement. At some point in the past, they liked something that was on that page, and they then became a promoter, unpaid promoter for this thing, okay? And so, again, 2017 is going to be the year of the awakening, and so just expect that people are going to start figuring this stuff out, that they're an unpaid promoter for Facebook or Instagram or whatever the site happens to be. So you look at any of those things. Of course, it never says that you like the page. It always says other people, and you just check with those people that they're like, they don't know anything about this. They're not a promoter of this, and they're definitely not a paid promoter of whatever this advertisement is. So again, a year of the awakening. So what happened was, now all of a sudden these people are unpaid promoters. Your friends became unpaid referral agents for these third-party companies. And so that was a big shift in 2005. All of a sudden, the internet became viable. All of a sudden, that growth path started going up. All of a sudden, we were more comfortable about recommending, even on our own page, recommending stuff. Our friends, everybody we know buys stuff from people they know, like, and trust. Big misconception between sales and referrals. Okay, nobody I know buys stuff from strangers. Okay, some people are really adept at quickly becoming a friend or a trusted contact. Other people are not. So that's one of the things you have to learn very quickly. How do I become a trusted contact almost immediately? And so anyway, where mobile really comes in is based on that that reality that we're not selling to strangers. Okay, we've never really been really good at selling to strangers other than TV in the early days where commercials just ran to the point and we saw them on the 3 or 4 channels we had over and over and over and over until mentally we made the connection that we needed to buy this particular item. That stopped working when I was a teenager, or started to go the other direction, because we went from 3 channels or 4 channels to literally hundreds of channels and multiple media outlets. And then, of course, again, in 2000, we went to really heavy on the internet, and in 2005, social media. So all the social media, really, in my determination, is what changed internet sales. Okay, something changed between 2000 and 2005, and just so happens that that was when social really took over. All of a sudden, our friends were recommending stuff that we should buy. So you can make the connection, or you, again, if you want to debate it with me, that's fine. But it's just too coincidental that social kicked in. People started to come to social like in record numbers, started posting everything they were doing on social, and all of a sudden, internet sales took off. And now we're seeing, thanks Cheryl, Cheryl agrees with me, and then now where are we going? Mobile, okay? So 2 things can happen, okay? We can start, like internet sales can go in a completely opposite direction now because everybody's doing their own thing and no one's seeing it because it's on their own little phone. Or this can drive it to another whole dimension, okay? Because now that we're going to be because now we're so connected through our mobile phones. Okay, I see it going, like, just continuing to go up. But I also see it going up in a more, in a private way. Okay, so like I've had conversations with people that are now going and buying stuff on my website, based on my recommendation. They are not buying through my social media site. The conversation never happened on social media. Okay, what I did was I sent them the link, maybe through social media, like Messenger or something, depends on how we're connected. Either I would text message them the link or send them the link, but they were not a social media contact. It's somebody I know personally. Oh, here, let me send you, just in the course of conversation, here, let me send you the link to where I get my product from. Okay, and then all of a sudden they're enrolling and buying product through the internet, but they're doing it based on my recommendation. So no transaction. There's like, you'll never see that transaction on social media. So if you'll notice, like my social media site has been completely cleared of all that crap. Okay, first of all, it's none of Facebook's or Google, or it's none of their, like, it's not their business who my customers are. That's, again, you gotta be really careful, especially small business. Like, these big companies are literally stealing. And I just saw, it's probably a good thing I got advertising back on my Facebook page. Like, for a long time, I had these scripts that were running that I was getting no advertising on my laptop. I would still get advertising on I got my, this is my iPad over here. So I still got advertising on my iPad. So I still was seeing some, obviously, being in marketing, you got to get some exposure to what's coming over in the way people are advertising. Mostly because I'm anti-advertising. But on my Facebook, on my laptop, I had no advertising at all. All of a sudden now the scripts are running again, so I'm getting advertising. So I'm kind of like betwixt and between. Do I want to allow this advertising? Because literally there's somebody that's selling this thing out there right now they're selling some type of this thing's gonna annoy me. Sorry about that. Messages rolling through. That literally we're being robbed. Like the little guy is being robbed of our leads by the big companies. Okay, so and it said this people that are in the, any of these small businesses that are popping up, like they're advertising, like they're promoting big time on these social networking sites, thinking that even if it's paid advertising, all that information, like who their customers are and what they're advertising, and it's all being collected. And the big guy with the $1 million advertising campaign can grab those people. They can just sit behind the scenes, let entire industries be built, and then just come in and grab them right out from under them, because they have no connection, no real connection with the customer that is going to stop this huge conglomeration of company from grabbing their customer, especially the little guy. Like most of the people that are on this, listening to this, like we could be selling I'm getting nitric oxide because I mentioned nitric oxide on my page. Okay, I could guarantee you most of the people that are probably watching my videos are probably getting some nitric oxide product that's competition to to what I'm promoting, because I mentioned it on my somewhere in my newsfeed. And it just pops up all the time now. I get these nitric oxide, retail product. This bigger company is able to continue to hammer out this nitric oxide product. So that's why you see me I'm doing less and less online promotion of products. I'm doing videos and things like that, not trying not to advertise specific products. I'm doing it. I'm doing a little bit here or there, like if I've got a small run of like the iHearts. I got my iHeart over here. Like right now, I just happened to, run across a, bunch of iHearts. So here's my iHeart. Okay. So like I've got 30 iHearts that I can move at a discount. Once it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to keep, I'm not going to have another big batch of those. So I don't really care. Let them, like if you didn't buy it from me and I ran out, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like go back to I love this thing, and it works really well for me and my business, and so once I run out, I run out. I really don't care. So that type of thing. But if I've got an ongoing business, and I need those customers to keep coming back, at least once a month, you're not going to see me promoting it on any of these social sites. Never. I'm all done with that because I'm just watching what's going on. I watched it with my nitric oxide thing. I just don't want to promote something that I'm going to be doing continuously and having my customers sucked right out from under me. I'll build it up over 6 months and somebody's going to suck it right out from under me. Again, a lot of companies, they're in for a big cash grab. A lot of these network marketing companies, they're only set up for 3 or 5 year, cash grabs, and then they're gone, and then, all the leaders move to someplace else. Again, if you're into that lottery type money, quick cash grab and you get in at the right point and all that stuff, that's fine, but that's, not my intention. Let me put it that way. If I've been caught up in some companies over the years, but wasn't my. It was just because I didn't realize like what the plan was. Like I wasn't let in, and of course, like you say, you live and you learn, and you grow, and there's things happen for a reason. But in any case, so yeah, I mean literally. The mobile, and my first mobile app just hit the App Store. Okay, it's not. I'm sorry, not an Apple Store yet. It's just on Android. Apple's just still giving me a hard time about getting on the Apple Store. So hopefully someday soon I'll be on the Apple App Store. And you're welcome, Cheryl. But that's like, why am I wasting all this time like fighting with Apple to get on the Apple App Store? And why did I spend all this time getting onto the Android App Store? Customers. Okay, apps are perfect for customers, not for recruiting. And that was kind of the conversation I had just before. Like, if you're going after customers today, you need an app. Okay, because you need a way to share that information and get onto somebody's phone and get them using something that's related to what they're doing. Would somebody just say to me, I'm going to close with this one. If you want to be successful in business, this was on one of the Sunday morning shows. Think about, it's not coming from me, most of the stuff I steal. Think about what the person does before they use your product, or what the person's going to do after they use your product, and then be there. Okay, so what does the person do before they use your product, or what does the person need to do after they use your product? And think about what's going on in these two things, and then market there. Okay, or find products in there as well, to adjunct whatever your product is. But that's how companies become successful. So most people, what do? They try to sell the product. Okay, but they never connect with the reason why the person needs that product. This is just like marketing 101, but just the way they said it made a lot of sense to me. You know, what are they doing before they use your product? What do they do after? If you look at my new app, okay, there's all this fitness stuff built in. It's not a if you look at straight network marketing, what is it? Like, you know, pound them to get the 1,000-point, you know, product sale. No customers. You know, what's the FTC not want you to do? No customers. Okay, so how do you fix that? What's the person doing before or after they use your product? Okay, before, they're looking for a product. That's what the app does. Helps them with a survey. Okay, what are you looking to do? What are you looking to fix? What are you looking to solve? What are you looking to improve? Survey. What do they do after they use your, you know, people that use natural products? Okay, exercise and survey. And you look, that's the two things. Like, it's positioned before and after, and the product is in the middle. Okay, so that's where the mobile. So how do you share it? Hey, I'm using this great app, and now all of a sudden social media makes sense. You know, oh, I did, my app said I did 14 miles on my bike. Oh, great, I can share that on my social media. Look at my before and after. As soon as you have before and afters, everybody's going to ask you, what are you doing? How's it working? What are you doing? Oh, I'm using this product. Oh, why? Maybe I need to use that product. How do I get to it? Here, use the app. Here's the app. Let me email you or text message you. Everything's through mobile. You could do it either way, either mobile. Here, let me text message you the app. Okay. Actually, the person I was working with before this call doesn't have Android or iOS. Okay, they don't have either one. They don't have Apple or Android. And he was like, well, how am I going to do this? You have a web browser? Yeah. Okay, here's the link. I'll set you up. You have your own link. Do you need to have an iPhone or an Android to promote a mobile app? Absolutely not. No. You have a website. Most people in my age group aren't going to be comfortable promoting mobile apps. Are the millennials comfortable with mobile apps? Absolutely. How do you connect with them? Here, let me send you this link to this website. Okay? All you got to do is download, or you just send them the link to the thing. Okay? So I said to them, I said, just connect them here. They can click on the thing and download the app. Oh. Doesn't matter what you're comfortable doing, it's what they're comfortable doing. So I said, most people in my generation, like, I mean, it's just the way we grew up, right? Like, we're going to educate ourselves to death trying to figure out, like, wait for that magic word, because that's the way we were trained. Like, wait for somebody to give you instructions, and then wait to get picked, for somebody to give you the instructions of what you need to do next, and then you repetitively do it. That's the way we were trained. What's the next generation do? They don't wait, right? They're going to download the app. They're going to start using it. They're not looking for training videos. Just completely different mindset. Okay? Cheryl. Thanks, Cheryl. It is true. Like, you know, I'm the same way. I'll educate myself to death, and then I'll be like, but at the same time, I'm so comfortable just because I'm been a technology guy for 30 years. Like, I'm just comfortable enough to say, oh, let me download it and let me reverse engineer it. You know, I'm kind of like a software engineer that's going to reverse engineer it. You know, it just happens to be where I'm from. My sister, absolutely, complete opposite. You know, like, she's the kind of person that's going to have the piece of paper out there. Okay, press A, press B, hit the space button, enter this, and if anything doesn't happen in that, give her a piece of paper and a pencil, and she could just create anything. Okay, with art, I'm lucky if I can clearly write my name. So it's just what you're used to, and millennials are not looking for. So I told him, I said, it's going to be really hard for you to start with, because you're like, he's got a BlackBerry phone, and it's just going to be really hard. I said, just use the website and promote the website. You got an internet background anyway. Work around the website, and trying to evolve is crazy sometimes. You can't. It's not a matter of evolution. It's a matter of background and training. You have to figure out. That's the conversations I have with people, just because that's the way I started out. Literally, when I started in not my first job, but my second job, we were writing a order entry system. This is a true story. Writing an order entry system. Now we think about this today. Okay, order entry is just the basic data entry screen. Okay, what did the person order? What's their name? What's their address? Okay, basic. We're talking basic stuff. And this was in the early 1980s. And this person said to me, "Oh, these machines are going to they're going to take everybody's job." And this was in the 1980s. Okay, literally, it was like 81, 82, early 80s. And I just looked at them. I was like, "Would you rather write the stuff down on a piece of paper?" Literally, it was going from writing it down on an order form, which we didn't need them for, because basically the salesperson would do it. Like this was actually creating jobs at the time, because they were taking the order that came in from the salesperson, putting it into the system, okay, putting it into a computer, and then the computer was figuring out inventories and order, and then there was another project I did with cost accounting and figuring out what was in each product and stuff like that. So it just made the operations, back then it was making the operations run smoother. Now we're talking 30 years later, we're looking at artificial intelligence that is going to replace people's stuff. But this person I was working with, guaranteed, if they're still alive, they're long past retired. And I was just this little snot-nosed kid at the time, in my early 20s, very early 20s, barely able to drink. And just looking at this person going, this is just going to enhance your job. It's not going to take anybody's job. It's going to build. At that point, we're adding jobs because of these technologies. But it's just funny, thinking about the stuff now. That's why I'm looking at this mobile stuff. Literally, it's going to be a mindset change that's going to drive. I'm looking at this really driving direct sales and network marketing. And doing it in a way that as Kim Claver just I had alluded to on my page. I got an email from her that customers are really important now. Customers were always important. Your distributors, especially in today's industry, somebody comes along with a better deal, right? Your distributor is all about the money. Somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I got comparable products," or a lot of them don't even care. I got a bunch of products, and I'm going to pay you X number of dollars to jump out of the company you're in, come into this company. We're going to have momentum for a couple of years, and you're going to lose your distributors. Now, where are the customers going to go? Okay, if you got customers, I love customers too. If you have customers, they're going to follow you. If I bring in a distributor from that's got a bunch of customers, when they leave, where do their customers go? Okay, they don't have a relationship with me. They have a relationship with the distributor. All their customers are going to go boop, 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 boop. So you need to build up your customers before you focus on distributors. And and this is something we really have gotten away from, and really need to slide back into. We got away from that over the last 10, 15 years. It was a big, got greedy. We were playing to people's greed. Come in, you're going to make quick money. Don't worry about customers. We never said that, because we knew we had to play the game. But it was all about these large point packages and doing all that stuff. And then customers were, get your people, get your distributors in. Customers important. Yeah. Like, okay, what are I had this conversation with one of the people downline. What's your no one ever teaches your cold market strategies. What's your cold market strategy for getting customers? There is none. Think about it. What is the cold market? You look at these affiliate models, what's their cold market strategy for getting customers? Advertising. It's advertising. What's not working? Advertising. So what's my cold market strategy for getting customers? Mobile phone. Okay. I don't have to have a conversation with them. Here, what's your number? Let me send it to you. Let me send you the app. Or just tell them, go to the app store and download this app. Okay, whatever the app happens to be, download the app. Here's my code. Here's my referral ID. Download the app. It'll get you in. It's a free app. And, if you have any questions, let me know. What's that? Cold market strategy. How many seconds does it take to use that cold market strategy? Okay. Go get the app. Here's my referral ID. Okay. Well, what products do I need? Well, I don't know. Okay. I don't know what that's what the new distributor coming in has no idea what products. One of the products I've been using, I didn't realize it has a probiotic in it. I just didn't know. I didn't check it out. It's always had a probiotic. I was like, well, there's a probiotic in this product you've been using. And I'm not going to mention it because I don't want Facebook selling it around me. It's got a probiotic in it. Really? I don't know. I didn't know that. Yeah, always has. Cool. It's in the app. It's in the app. So let the app tell them what product they need. Let them give them all the education on that product. All that stuff. Take yourself out of that equation. Okay? If they have a question about it, it's okay to let them come back and ask you the questions and things. And if you don't know, you can always go back to customer support or send them to product support. But it doesn't stop them from using the app and finding out what product and placing orders and placing reorders and regimen control or consistency and all those things can happen right through the app and takes you right out of the equation. But yet it's still your customer. So they're still coming in. You get notice that you're getting a customer and they're buying product. And how did you connect them? Cold market strategy. It's a cold market strategy. This is not really for your warm market. You're not going to send you could. It works for both. Warm market, hot, whatever you want to call it. Hot market, warm market, cold market. They have all these how do you work with they have these it's just so many rules. If it's this, if it's your friend, if it's the other thing, it's the same app. I have the same way. Whether it's my mother or it's a stranger on the street that's, or a stranger at the gym. Wow, I see you here every day, you look great, what are you doing? Or, they're talking and saying, hey, I got this problem. Well, here, I use this app. I'm not pushing products. I'm not pushing kits, and you know what I'm saying. So, any case, I could belabor this all day. Customers, they keep you out of trouble. They keep you out of the crosshairs of the Federal Trade Commission. They have longevity. They have. It's not. It doesn't matter if you have an email list if you have customers. I want people who are buying from me on my list. I don't want strangers who may or may not be looking or getting my message because they've sent it to the spam bucket. Okay, the spam filter doesn't pay me. There's no payment for that. As a matter of fact, the spam bucket costs me money because the more people you have on your list, the bigger your monthly budget is. So, in any case, have a great day. Customers keeps you out of trouble.